It was the summer when I first met her. I'd watched her for many months, when she was home or outside. I wondered what she did inside. I wondered what she did in the garden, quietly watching her from my window. There were glances over the garden fence, but she was always busy in her world. A glance returned with an accusive stare. I'd intruded on her world and independence, but in my mind I adored her. She was mine, and I was the only one for her. In my dreams, we became lovers. I would stroke her red hair with a caress, my hand on her, feeling our warmth together. I dreamed of tigers and lions and adventures afar, of warm places we would be perfect together. I dreamed of the day we would be. It was a late summer evening as the sun faded. Her family was away on holiday. I busied myself in the garden with the last chores, making hay and stealing awkward glances. And then she was there at my doorway, without explanation or reason. No words, she simply walked inside my house. My door and heart were already wide open for her. It was as if we had been lovers for years. There she was, unannounced in my home. We ate and caressed each other. Fervid glances now a relationship. For the first time, I felt the warmth of her body, a caress reciprocated and enjoyed. There were no need of words. This was how it was meant to be. I was then the only one in her world. All previous lovers and companions were forgotten. We were one, two together watching the world. Whatever I did, she watched intently. When I laid on the couch, she joined me. It never felt claustrophobic as some lovers feel. We were meant to be together. Nothing would separate us. Later, we sat together at the computer screen, giggling and watching Tom and Jerry, foolish selfies and games into the night. But dawn came while we stayed up, my lover, restless for something more. It ended as suddenly as it began. She slipped away as quickly as she came. Before the sun rose, she was gone. I remember the very last caress, when we stole a kiss and our foreheads met, a glance and memory of what might have been. I went to bed broken-hearted in the dawn. We never spoke of our evening and night together. Some lovers' words must always remain unspoken. We returned to our lives and what might have been. We cannot speak of these things. Moment of brief relationships never fulfilled, when we dared to test the waters. She returned back home as if nothing happened. She slipped away at 5 a.m. back home. I dreamed of all the tomorrows on her return, but she never did, never had to. I was but her charm and companion for the evening. She played with me like a mouse in the garden. We exchanged awkward glances the following day, over a fence with never a word. Her family chatted in the next door garden. She teased me by tightrope walking on the fence with her sharp paws. She was busy watching birds in the nearby trees. And in that moment, I knew she never loved me.